Good morning, all of you. Today we are discussing an important topic: criticism of the Constituent Assembly. You have studied about the what is the Constituent Assembly and what are the main features of the Constituent Assembly. Now, the most important topic is criticism of the Constituent Assembly. There are some analytic things that you will discuss here. The critics have criticized the Constituent Assembly on various grounds. There are as follows. There are some reasons that why the critics criticism of the Constituent Assembly. The first one is not a representative body. It means that there is a not a elected body. We can say that at that time we did not have any type of the election system. So we can say that not a representative body. The critics have argued that the Constituent Assembly was not a representative body, and we can say that it is a right thing also, as its members were not directly elected by the people of the India on the basis of universal adult franchise. So here it is point is clear to you. Second one, they are not a sovereign body. The critics maintain that the Constituent Assembly was not a sovereign body as it was created by the proposals of the British government. Further, they said that the Assembly held its sessions with the permission of the British government. Yes, in the second point, some critics they are saying that the not a sovereign body. It means sovereign means you all or know better know that a sovereign means that we are not having any others, any outsider, any kind of the outsider slavery system or outsider authority. As we study in this chapter that I had told you about the sovereign. What is the meaning of the sovereign? Sovereign means we are not a slave of any country, or there is a no colonial system, or we can say that the imperialism. So we are free and we are liberal and a free country. The critics maintain that the Constituent Assembly was not a sovereign body. Yes, we can say that here, created by the proposal of the British, because the Constituent Assembly was formed after the proposal of the British government. Further, they said that the Assembly held its session with the permission after the permission of the British government. So some critics they are right here that it is not a sovereign body. And the next thing is the time consuming. According to the critics, the Constituent Assembly always took a long time to make the constitution. Yes, approximately 3 years. The Constituent Assembly, there is a debate, there is a discussion, and there is a meeting, and after that they took a lot of time, approximately 3 years, for making the constitution. They stated that the framers of the American Constitution took only 4 months to complete their work. Yes, here is an example of the American Constitution, because America also having a large population as India, and American Constitution took only 4 months, but Indian Constitution had approximately 3 years, 2 months, 2 years, 18 months, and 11 days. In this context, Najruddin Ahmad, a member of the Constituent Assembly, coined a new name for the drafting committee to show his contempt for it. He called it the drafting committee. Drifting committee. Drifting means that some members they are postponing their discussion or debate. So it is a drifting, not a drafting committee. They drift for the situation. The next is dominated by the Congress. The critics charge that the Constituent Assembly was dominated by the Congress party. Yes, here we can say that there was not any opposition party. There was only one party, that was the Congress. By the Congress party, Granville Einstein, an American constitutional expert, remarked that the Constituent Assembly was a one-party body in an essential one-party country. The Assembly was the Congress and the Congress was India. Yes, here I want to clear this point that the dominated by the Congress. Yes, at that time there was not any single party who opposed the Congress, and Congress was set up in 1885. And after the long time, there was only one party. In the 12th class, you will study about the era of the one party domination, and that point would be the clear to you that there was only one party and there was not any kind of opposition party. So we can say that each and every constitution making drafting committee, constituent assembly, and the interim government, the most Congress always plays the most important role to form all these things. So some critics, they are saying that the assembly was the Congress and the Congress was the India. The next one, lower politician domination. It is also maintained by the critics that the Constituent Assembly was dominated by the lawyers and the politicians. They pointed out the other sections of the society were not sufficiently represented. This is to them is the main reason for the bulkiest and the complicated language of the constitution. Yes, because Jawaharlal Nehru was a lawyer, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel was lawyer, Gandhi ji also lawyer. So we can say that it was the lawyer and the politician domination. And the language of the constitution was very bulkiest and the complicated language. So the common people, they couldn't understand. Next and the last point is the dominated by the Hindus. According to some critics, the Constituent Assembly was a Hindu-dominated body. Lord Viscount Simon called it a body of the Hindus. Similarly, Winston Churchill commented that the Constituent Assembly represented only one major community, that is Hindu in India, that is the Hindu. So that was totally dominated by the Hindus, because Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, they all are the Hindus. So there was not any chance of the Muslims and other communities. So I hope so that this topic is clear to you. So take care.